Good morning, Power Hour. How are we today? Yesterday we talked about follow-up, and at the end of Power Hour, Danielle asked a really good question, and I gave her an answer of what she could do with the leads that she already has that she hasn't connected with in a long time. And I think that is a really good topic for us to talk about here, whether you are in that same situation or one day you will be, because as you go through 2024, you're going to connect with people along the way. And there will come a time when you want to reach back out to the people that you connected with already, and having a plan in place and having a system in place for how to reach back out to the people you've already connected with is a system in and of itself. So I thought it through a little bit more. And some of the things that I said yesterday, I will probably repeat today. I apologize for the landscapers that are here today. If you can hear the leaf blower outside, they're right underneath my window. So that's fun. Yeah, they're literally right outside my window, but that's okay. So before I jump into actual training, oh, you don't hear them? Okay, cool. All right, perfect. It's loud. I don't know how you can't hear them. It's pretty loud. All right. So, okay. So good morning. Something that I'm realizing about myself and finding my gift zones around what it is that I do and how I can best help entrepreneurs in their business is I am really good at creating systems. I'm really good at creating standard operating procedures for businesses to operate their business online because um, many entrepreneurs who move into the online space don't have a structure or a plan to follow. And so what happens is you start creating content on social media, you start, connecting with people on social media with no organization or structure around what you're doing, why you're doing it, and in what order to do it. And that is my gift zone. So this is a unique type of follow-up that is specific to the people that you've already been in touch with, people you've already contacted. So this is like the follow-up to the follow-up, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And Danielle asked the question at the end of Power Hour yesterday that had me thinking. Every time you guys ask me a question, it like plants a seed in my brain, and I think it through and I think it through and I think, oh, sometimes it takes me a while to clearly see why it's important for me to revisit certain things. And so yesterday I was thinking about the question that she asked me on what does she do with the leads that she already has that she hasn't touched base with in a long time. And I gave her an answer, but I thought it through more and came up with, what do you think? A system on what to do. Okay, a system on what to do. And that's what helped me realize that my gift zone is creating operational procedures for online marketing. That is what I'm really good at. And so that's what we're going to dive into today. We're going to talk about how do you follow up with people that you've connected with in the past, but you haven't reconnected. And it's awkward to reach back out to someone that you talked to a year ago, 6 months ago, and just make them an offer. That's awkward. That's uncomfortable. That gives you the sales ick of it all, right? Of like, I don't know if I should, or how do I go about this? And there is a way to go about it. It does take time, and the better you get at practicing this and incorporating this into your DMO or your daily methods of operation, the less icky it will feel, number one, and number two, the easier it will get, which means it will take you less time to get it done. Okay. Now, always with any system that you're creating around your business for online marketing, it's going to always take more time on the front end to set things up. You know, what I would like to do for you all is take out the overthinking of it all, take out the confusion of it all, and really give you a clear step by step on what you need to focus on and how to do it. So when you have people that you've talked to in the past, people that have reached out to you, you've reached out to them, they showed some interest, maybe you had a conversation around your business at some point in time and you have their lead, you have their contact information somewhere. And moving forward in your business, you have a new offer. Maybe you have a re-offer, something that you're offering again. And you don't know how to bring it up without feeling like a weirdo, okay? So what we're going to do is the first thing when you are specifically targeting the leads that you've once talked to in the past and maybe you haven't talked to in a while, the first thing is you need to make sure that you have your master list. You must have your master list. And every time you hear in business that your leads list is your money, it's because it's the truth. So having your leads list is super important, whether you have it in a Google document, whether you have a CRM system, whatever system you have in place of how you capture leads contact information, that's your choice. But having that master list somewhere is super important. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you have the leads list, your leads list. And because we're focused on social media marketing, the first thing I would tell you to do is go through each person's name and find their link directly to their social media and add it to your list. Otherwise, every time you want to contact somebody or get in touch with someone or reconnect with someone, you have to go into Facebook, go into Instagram, search for their name, and find them. But if you can copy and paste the link directly from their page into your master leads list, all you'll need to do is click on that link and it'll take you directly to their page. So this is working smarter, not harder, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do is go through your master leads list and go into the social media profile, whether you connected with them on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and you want to copy and paste their direct link directly to their profile and add it to your master leads list. That's step number one. Now, if you're starting this brand new, you can do this one by one and go take the person's name, go into Facebook or Instagram, however you connected with them, type in their name, copy and paste their link, and then start the next step. You can do it one by one, or the way I like to do things is I like to get one task done all at one time. The way I like to do things, but whatever works best for you. So for me, I would take my master leads list, I would copy everybody's link until that's done on my list, and then I would take the next step because I like to check things off my list. And me going back and forth, is going to take me a long time to check that task off. And I like to get things, I like to check, okay? I like to cross things off my list. So that's how I personally would do it. I would copy and paste everybody's profile into my master leads list before I move on to the next step. Now, the next step is once you have their link to their profile, then you're going to go to each person's page and you're going to start commenting on their posts. You're going to start liking their post. You're going to get your name in their notifications so that they remember, oh yeah, I talked to Danielle about that thing she was doing. Oh yeah, you know, Lori Lee does that thing and I talked to her about it once. Oh, she's popping up in my notifications. You want your name in people's notifications every single day. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down your leads list, and depending on how many leads you have, you will want to chop it up. You know, maybe you're doing 20 people a day. By the end of the month, maybe you get through your whole list. Maybe you're doing 50 people a day. How much time will it take you to do that? I can't answer that for you. So if you're thinking, well, how much time should I schedule for that? You have to do it first, do it by tens. See how long it takes you to comment on 10 people's posts, time it, and then you can multiply, right? So if it takes you 10 minutes, let's say it takes you 30 minutes to go through 10 people's names. I made that number up. I'm not telling you from experience, okay? Let's say it takes you 30 minutes to go through 10 people's names. All right, it's going to take you an hour to do 20. If you have an hour of time every single day to dedicate to this task, then you know that your goal is to comment on 20 people's pages every single day because you only have an hour. All right. So you'll have to figure out how long it takes you to get through this task. I like to do things by tens so that I can multiply my time and figure out what I need to incorporate in my schedule to fit it into my DMOs. Because this task is something that will become part of your DMO. Okay. So after you're commenting, you get through your list, you're commenting on people. That while you are on their page commenting, you are actively taking notes to learn about the person. What do they do? What do they do for fun? Do they have kids? What holidays are they celebrating? You want to learn something about the person by going to their page, and you want to keep a note in your master leads list. So now your master leads list has their name, their contact information, you have their profile link directly to their page, and you have a note telling you a little bit about that person. So you're building your master leads list while you're doing this task to create organization for yourself long term. So like I said, when you first set this up, it's going to take time. It's a process. It'll take time. Okay. But once it's set up, it'll become automatic DMO. All right. So you're learning something about this person. You're making a note about it, because when you go to follow up later and you actually go to reach out and send a message, you want to follow the 3-step message, right? The 3-step script, which is the gratitude, something about them, a compliment, right? And then an open-ended question, a curiosity question. So you're going to need that. Otherwise, you're going to be going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth in people's profiles all the time, trying to see, oh, what's going on with them? You need to have it in your notes, okay? Now, if you have been in contact with this person before, I'm so sure that you have had some type of conversation in the DMs with them at some point. I would guess, maybe not, but not in all cases. Sometimes people find you on the internet, they go right to your link, they download your thing, you have this contact information for this person, okay? If that's the case and you don't have their profile on social media, you just have their email, hold tight. That comes later, okay? I'm going to get to that part, all right? Because somebody I know right now is thinking to themselves, well, I don't have a profile of everybody. That's okay. But for those of you who do, and at some point you had a private message with that person around your business, your next step is to go back to that conversation in the DM and revisit the conversation that you had. Why did they reach out to you? Why did you reach out to them? What was their problem that you connected with them around? Was it losing weight?
Right.
Was it a sale that you had? Was it something that they wanted to sign up for, but they forgot to do it? What was the thing? You have to revisit that private message. You know, maybe they told you something personal about themselves. Maybe they're going through something right now. Maybe they're having a health challenge that you wouldn't know from reading their profile, but something that they talked to you about personally. You want to revisit the conversation and put a note in your master list of what it was, what was the topic that they reached out to you about. So now you have a new column in your master list in your Google Sheet. It's what did you talk about in the DM? What was the thing? If they didn't mention a problem at all in the DM, maybe they didn't tell you that they were trying to lose weight. Maybe they didn't tell you about their health issues. Maybe they didn't tell you about, why they liked your post. Maybe they didn't. But you need to know, how did you connect with them? That's really what you want to take note of. How did you connect with this person? After you get through all of that, all of your leads, you have gone to their page. You have collected and copied and pasted their profile to your sheet. You learned something about them. You made a note in your master list. You went back into the DMs and you revisited what you connected with in the first place and you made a note in your master list. Then I want you to take inventory of your entire leads list. And I want you to see what is the most common reason why people connect with you. What is the most common reason why people connected with you? What was it? Because there is a common reason. Did people mostly connect with you because they wanted recipes? Did people most connect with you because they are going through a life struggle and they find you motivating? Did people connect with you because they see that you have a business and they wanted to be supportive? What was it? Right? What's the main thing? There's going to be multiple things. There's going to be multiple reasons why people connected with you. But what is the overall, when you look at the list, you're like, most people are connecting with me around this one thing. What's that one thing? You need to know it because that is your market research. That is the value that you were bringing to your audience. Even though you may think, Danielle, you're talking about energy, people may be coming to you for recipes. You know what I'm saying? Right? You may think that you are a mindset, life coach, all this stuff, inspiration, but people may be coming to you on the back end because they want to lose weight. Like you don't know, you think, and I'm not saying, okay, let me say it this way. Sometimes as business owners, we have a passion for what we believe people want and need, but people will tell you and show you what they need from you. They will. And how do you identify that? If you have a list of leads of people that connected with you in the past, go and look at what they reached out to you for. What was it that they shared with you before? Because that will tell you what people are really getting from the content you're creating. And once you can identify what the majority of people are reaching out to you for, that's when you create your free download. Because your free download should be the most helpful to your target audience. And if most people are coming to you for recipes, then your free download should probably be your 10 favorite recipes. Make sense? If people are coming to you because they wanted to lose weight, then your free download should be the 10 things I did to lose 30 pounds in 3 months. Boom. You see what I'm doing? Okay. So your free download, even though we already have a free download and we think it's super helpful, and it probably really, really is, but is it helpful to the people who've connected with you? And let me say this too. I'm going to take it a step further, okay? If you have a free download right now that feels real good in your spirit, you're like, yes, this is it. I'm not telling you to take down what you've created. I'm telling you it's time to create an additional one specific to the leads that have already connected with you. There's a reason for this. Just put it together. Don't be overthinking it. Just put it together. The 10 things I did to lose 30 pounds in 6 months, Miss Shirley, right? Because that's your thing, right? I lost 30 pounds and 36 inches. Here's the 10 things I did too. It could be 5. Here's the 5 things I did to lose 30 pounds, right? Here are my top tips on how I lost 30 pounds and 36 inches, right? You can easily make that in a Word document, in a Canva, and a whatever, right? So now you may have 2 free downloads, and that's okay because now it's going to broaden your reach to help more people. That's okay. Now, your free download that you create, you're creating it specifically for the people in your follow-up list. Not so much for you to start advertising and campaigning and promoting on your social media. This is strategy on how you can follow up with past leads without feeling sleazy and slimy. Because once you have that free download created and it's uploaded in your Stan Store or wherever you have your downloads, it's ready to go. That's when you DM each person with the follow-up. That's when you reach out to the person and you say, hey, Danielle, I just wanted to reach out to you because it's been a long time since we touched base. How are you doing with those recipes? Are you still eating low carb? How are you doing on your weight loss journey? Are you still struggling with eating healthy? How are you doing with your mindset? Are you still having a hard time with negative thinking? But let me take it a step further because I only gave you pieces of it. Because I'm so let me tell you something. I'm so personable naturally. I've always been. When I was a kid, I did dance competitions and I would always win the congeniality award. I didn't even know what that meant, but I would win the best personality, like because I would do the most in my dance routines. I'd be like this. I was that kid at the dance competition. You ever see those kids online dancing and they're like making the face? That was me. That was me. Absolutely. So I am personable. So when I reach out to somebody and say, "Hey, what's going on? I haven't talked to you in so long. Are you still trying to get healthy? Are you still in a weight loss? Are you still having a hard time with the meal plan? What's going on with you? Tell me what's happening." I can speak to people that way because that's how I speak to people. And it's not weird and it's not slimy because I already know that I have a free offer to help them with their thing. But for the sake of this conversation, and for those of you who maybe are not outgoing, maybe you're not like super personable, maybe you're a little bit like introverted, because I'm not, but maybe you are. Okay. Let me tell you the flow. You're going to use the same flow as the gratitude. Okay. You're going to send them a message of gratitude. And it may not look like "thank you for always supporting my posts." It could be "thank you for staying my friend. Thank you for staying connected with me on social media. It's been a long time since we connected and I was thinking about you." You're just genuinely reaching out to the person, sending them a little bit of positivity. The second step is you are going to mention something about them and compliment them. "I saw that you took your family to Disney World for the holidays. That looks like so much fun. I saw that you're donating to the homeless shelter for the holidays. Did you get a lot? Are you collecting cans?" Like, mention something that you saw on their thing. And then you follow up with the curiosity question. Because when you went back to the DMs and you saw how you connected, this is where your curiosity question comes from. Are you still on a weight loss journey? How did you make out with those recipes? Are you still I hope you're feeling better. I know that you were going through bump, 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 right? So you're having a conversation because you know that you have a free offer to give them. And your intention in this conversation is, this is tough. This is tough because all right, I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. Like Boogie Down says, I'm gonna keep it real funky. Okay. The truth is that yes, you are being strategic and intentional with your follow-up with the hopes to close a sale to enroll a new client in the long run. But the heart space that you're in when you're reaching out to people is more about, "I have something that can help you, whether you order from me or not." That's the heart space that you are approaching this with, because you literally created something free for this person. So right? So you ask you gratitude, compliment, curiosity is revisiting the conversation you had before. How did you make out with your weight loss? When they respond to you, you listen to what they say and you repeat back what they say. It's always I understand. I know it's really hard to stay on track. It's really hard, especially this time of year, to lose weight. I understand. Repeat back what they said to you, and then you make the offer. And the offer is, "I have a I have a list of the 10 things that helped me lose 30 pounds and 36 inches. I'll send it to you if you think it would help you. I have a guide to I have a guide that really helps me overcome my negative thinking. I'll send it to you if you think it will help you. I have a free Zoom call I'm doing so that I can help women feel more accountable in their self-care. I'll send you the link if you think it will help you. I have a you know, I have a Facebook group where I post recipes. If you think that will help you, I'll send you the link if you think that will help you. So you are saying, I understand, and then repeating back what they said to you, their problem was. And then you make the offer, and the offer looks like this. I have, fill in the blank. I will send you the link if you think it will help you. What you're doing by that is you're qualifying hot leads. You're qualifying people who are actually interested in what it is you're doing. You are qualifying people and you're capturing contact information. Because the question Danielle had was, I have all these leads, but I never captured their email. How do I go about it? Do I just reach out to them and say, hey, what's your email? No, that's weird. Super weird. That's like asking someone for the phone number. No, why? What you call me for? For what? Like, no. If you're not my child, you don't need to have my phone number, like, for no reason ever, because I'm not going to answer it anyway. So you're not going to do that. But this is how you can qualify people. And hear me, because I know there's someone on here right now thinking to themselves, well, what if they don't want the free download? Let it go. It's okay. Everybody's not going to want it. Some people already found a personal trainer they're working with now. Be happy for them that they're no longer on the couch feeling down on themselves. Oh my God, that's awesome. How's it going? How's the personal training going? Do you recommend it? I was thinking about doing it too. You carry on the conversation. What you don't do is, if somebody doesn't want your free download, what you don't do is you don't cross them off your list. You do not cross them off your list. Instead, you're going to put them on a new list, and you're going to call them cold leads. These are your cold leads. These are people that, if you choose to, when you have time to, I would choose to, okay? I would choose to. If you choose to, and if you have time to, your cold leads are the people that you will continue to comment on their stuff. You will continue to make content for these people. You will continue to go live on the topic that they're having a problem with, and then you will send them the link to your live video in a private message. You will continue, when you see a YouTube video that you know can help them with their problem. Hey, I found this workout. I found this workout for women over 40 online. I thought you might like it. I'm going to try it. Maybe we can do it together. Whatever. You're still, because the goal with your cold leads list is to bring them to warm. It's not to forget about, oh, they said no. So what? They said no. How many people do they know that might say yes, that will refer you one day because you were so kind to them? It's building relationships in business. It's networking. And the person that you're directly speaking to may not be interested, and that's okay. But a year from now, their sister might be. They may be at work next week, and their coworker needs what you have, and they say, oh, you know what, you need to connect with my girlfriend Amber. She goes live every single day with ministry every single day. You would really like her. Let me send you her Facebook link or her YouTube link. You don't know. And so here's a big mistake that people make on social media marketing. When you hear no the first time, you cross them off your list. And then you feel weird about reaching back out to them because you know your intention is to sell them something, instead of providing additional value to help that person so that you can position yourself as the go-to person in your industry, because you're leading with love instead of trying to take from people. Now let's talk about this. After, in the conversation, you make the offer. Hey, I made this free thing. I'm not sure if it'll help you or not, but I'm happy to send you the link if you think it will help you. That's the script, right? They're either going to say, yes, sure, Meg, send it to me. I'll take a look at it. Great. Or they're going to say, no, I'm working with a personal trainer right now, Megan. I don't want to do anything outside of what he's telling me to do because, I get overwhelmed. I completely understand. Let me know how it's going with your personal trainer. Maybe share some tips with me because I need to get my butt up, whatever it is, right? But for the people who say yes, and they go to the link and they download the free download, now you have their email. Once you have their email, now it's where you're going to set up your email campaign. I talked to Amber about this yesterday. Your email campaign has a specific order so that, again, you're not being a weirdo salesperson asking people for money immediately after they download your free thing. No, ma'am. But you're providing value in your email follow-up. And if you created your free download in StanStore, you can set up an email flow directly in StanStore. When you upload your free download, also set up your email flow. I believe they have templates that you can follow, but I'm going to tell you the order what it looks like, okay? So your first email you're going to set up is going to be your confirmation email. As soon as they download the thing, it's going to say, thank you so much for downloading my free guide to better health. I hope this really helps you. Just so you know, I'm always available if you need any other help or, accountability or whatever. You are going to set up your confirmation email. That's the first email. Your second email, and you can set this up and schedule it. So you can have confirmation email. When do you want to go out? Immediately. The second email is your about you, telling your story and your business mission about who you are, what you do, why it's important to you, and who you help. It's your story, just so that people can learn a little bit more about you. You're going to schedule that on day 1. So a day after they download the free thing, the next day they're going to get an email from you talking about yourself and sharing what you do, how you got started. Miss Shirley was like, really not feeling her best, and she wanted to live her retirement, living her best life. And she started with keto and she hit a plateau. And I don't know if you know what that feels like, but it feels awful when you think you're doing everything right. And then she found something that helped break her through her plateau. And next thing you know, she was down 30 something pounds and 36 inches in a matter of months. And she feels amazing. If you ever need any help around any of this, I would be so happy and thankful to work with you in the future. I hope you have a great day. That's your second email. It's your story, right? Your third email is going to go out on day 2. So this is what you call a 4-day drip campaign. On day 2, no, immediate confirmation. The next day, day 1, is about you. Day 2 is where you will offer additional value. Maybe you send them a recipe. Maybe you send them a scripture. Maybe you send them an article or a podcast or a live video that you did before with the link to the live video. And you follow up with value. Hey, this really helped me when I was working on my health and wellness, and I thought this could help you too. Take a look at it when you have a time. I love to hear your feedback. That's your next drip. The 4th drip is scheduled on the 3rd day. If you have a client testimonial, you're going to do your client testimonial. You're going to share a story about somebody else. If you don't have a client yet, you can share someone else's story. You're sharing a story of somebody that you helped get the transformation that your business offers. It is the proof, the third party validation that what you do actually helps people. It's a client testimonial. And your last email is making the offer to enroll them in the same program or offer them the same product that your client used, that you used, that helped you get the result, that helped your client get the result, that you know will help them get the result that they're looking for, and you make the offer. You set it up ahead of time. So for all of 2024, when anybody ever downloads your free thing, you know, without you having to do anything, they are learning about you. They are getting additional value. You're sharing a testimonial of proof that what you do works, and you're making the offer. If they choose to take it or not, none of your business. But this is how you automate your follow-up of your qualified hot leads. A qualified lead is somebody who is absolutely interested in what you're doing. How do you know they're qualified? Because they opted in for the free offer. That's a hot lead. That's somebody who's on the verge, like, yeah, I'm really interested. Because how many times have you received some type of offer? Somebody said, oh, I have a free thing, or I have a free this, or a free webinar. And you're like, yeah, no, it's not for me. It had nothing to do with the person that offered it to you, right? You just didn't want it. It's like when you go out to dinner and the waiter comes up to you and says, hey, can I offer you dessert? And you say no. You think the waiter takes offense to it? Like, what's wrong with me? Am I not a good waiter? Like, why don't they want dessert? Because it's people's choice on what they choose and what they're ready for. We don't get to decide that, but what we do decide as business owners is we decide that the offer that we're offering the people can help them. And so it's our decision on whether or not we make the offer. The biggest problem in follow-up is two mistakes that people make in follow-up. Number one, you're afraid to make the offer. And number two, you make the offer too soon. Those are the two mistakes. So if you follow this system for following up with leads you've already captured, there is no weirdness around it. You know you're helping them. And even if they don't buy from you, they don't sign with you, they don't enroll with you, you know you did something really good because you created something that would absolutely help that person and offered it to them with no expectation. And then you allow the email to follow up and make the offer on your behalf, or you don't have to physically see somebody tell you no. Does that make sense? That's how you put it into place. Now, for the people who have emails captured already and you're not connected to them in a DM, you will set up an email campaign specific for those people. Every email that comes through your back office should have some type of follow-up email that's going out to them. So here's the next step. The next step would be a weekly email that goes out every week with a piece of value. And then once a month, you're making an offer. If you don't have an offer for that month, then you're not making it, right? But if you have some type of monthly enrollment, or you have a monthly sale, or you have a monthly masterclass, or you have a monthly whatever, then once a month, you're going to email everybody on your email list. It's a re-offer for the people you offered it before, but every month. But those other weeks in between, you're not asking them for anything. You're just sharing a new recipe. You're sharing the link to your live video that you did this week. You're sharing a podcast that you think that might help them. You're sharing resources. Maybe you're just writing an article where you're sharing a client testimony, or you're sharing, something that you think would be helpful to people. Does that take work? Absolutely. Absolutely. For the people who are not yet in a place where you have a lot of clients, maybe you don't have any clients yet. I am a full believer and being prepared for when the door opens. Even if you don't have clients yet and you're thinking to yourself, I don't have a client yet, I don't need to have this. Yes, you do, because what will you do when you have clients? What will you do when that video goes viral? What will you do when the algorithm decides to push your reel out to people because you're like, I don't have any customers? What will you do when you do have customers? You will be taking so much time to put this all into place when you won't have the time because now you have to onboard new clients, right? But if you don't have clients yet, you don't understand the onboarding process of bringing a new client into your business. You don't understand that that takes time and it takes attention. So I'm preparing you ahead of time on what to have in place. Does it need to be perfect? No. Do you need to know exactly what to say? No. You're going to have to play around with your email follow-up and what you want to say and how you want to say it. You have to just, you're going to learn as you go, just like you all watch me learn as I go. And I make mistakes all the time and I try things. I'm like, that didn't work. I'm not afraid or embarrassed to tell you that didn't work. I apologize a lot. I'm like, I'm sorry that stance thing didn't really work out with the course. Let's pivot and find another way. You will have to do the same thing with your business. You will maybe the emails that you're sending out are not closing enough sales for you. Okay, rewrite it for next month, rewrite it. It's okay, but having this plan and this strategy in place is setting you up to hire a VA. It's setting you up to hire somebody. You cannot hire a VA if you yourself do not have a system in place for how you operate your business. You cannot, because you can't train somebody on what you want them to do. You have to have the experience yourself before you can train an employee on how they can best assist you, because you don't actually know what you need help with if you're not doing it yourself. You don't know. I was in a company before. I know I talk about this a lot, but I'm going to talk about it again. I was in a company before, and the rule was that we were not allowed, whatever that means, but we weren't allowed to hire a VA until we were ranked 6 in the company. The reason behind that was because until you're ranked 6, you don't have enough customers, you don't have a big enough team, you don't have your DMOs in place, you don't know what brings you the biggest return on investment in what you're doing in your business until you achieve that level of leadership. And if you don't have all that in place, you cannot train somebody to help you. You can't, because you don't know what to tell them what to do because you haven't done it yourself. So as you're working on these systems and you're figuring them out for yourself, it will be so easy to hire an assistant and say, this is what you're working on for an hour a day. Here's my master list. I want you to take this list and I want you to find the profile of each person and put it to this list. After you do that, I want you to go through their page. I want you to comment. I want you to like, and I want you to leave me a note, something about them that's going on in their life. Then I want you to go into the DMs and I want you to see if we talked before and what we talked about. And I want you to add it to my master list. Once you have that done, I want you to give me the list of names that you completed today. Give it to me so that I can then follow up with those specific people myself, because I want to have the conversation with people. But half of the work I can now delegate to an assistant so that my time is spent bringing in revenue, building the relationships, connecting with people, and building my brand. I'm not sitting here putting together a freaking list in Google Drive and organizing it. No, I can now train someone on how to do it and what to do so that I can focus my time and attention on the things that bring me the biggest return on investment. Does this make sense? But if you yourself don't do this and have this in place, how can you train somebody to do it? You can't. So not only is having the SOP and the DMO and the systems in place helpful for you, but take it the next step further. This needs to be in place so that you can hire help, so you can hire an assistant, so you can train your employees so that you can track what your employees are doing in the time that you're paying them to do it. Because otherwise, you're hiring a VA talking about, oh, go comment on people's posts. You don't know how many people's posts they commented on. You don't know how long they actually spent commenting on people's posts. You have no idea. You have no idea. You just have to like, oh, I hope it works. And then you don't get a return on your investment because you don't have a structure. You don't have an SOP for your business. And different parts of your business require a different SOP. I could apply the same structure, the same strategy to content creation, to lead generation, to follow up, to any part of my business. But until we as business owners can say, okay, oh, okay, these are the steps I need to take. Oh, this is the structure I need to have. Oh, this is why this is important. Oh, it's going to take time. Yes, it is. It's gonna take time. But once it's set up, now you not only have you set up a workflow for your own self, but you've set up an SOP so that you could bring in some additional help to help you with this, so that you are delegating, you are eliminating things that do not need your attention. You're delegating those tasks to other people. And when you invest in a VA, their job is not to close sales for you. That's not how they make you more money. They make you more money because they are taking off of your plate the things that don't need your attention so that you can focus on making the money. Misconception is that a VA is supposed to close sales for you. That is not their job. If you want to hire somebody that closes sales for you, then you need to hire a salesperson. And it is your responsibility to bring them the leads for them to close. That is not a VA's job. I see that a lot too. My VA is not making me any money. Well, you either didn't train your VA right, or you have your VA doing things that they shouldn't be doing in your business, which is another reason why we weren't allowed to have a VA until we reached a certain level in our business and we're earning a certain level of income, because then we could afford to pay the VA. We knew exactly what tasks were most important for the VA to be focused on so that we could focus on bringing in more money. Does it make sense what I'm saying to everybody? Yes? Okay. So Danielle, great question yesterday. It really helped me like figure this out, because what I am really good at is putting together a system that anyone can follow. And if nothing else, when you walk away from Power Hour, when you feel like, oh, I got everything, I want you to walk away from Power Hour feeling like I know what my standard operating procedures are for my content creation. I know how to put together a content campaign that is authentic to me and my business. I know what a follow-up system looks like, and I know exactly which steps to take. I know exactly what to say to somebody in a gratitude message, and I know how to reconnect with leads that I lost touch with to help bring more revenue into my business. That is my goal for you, because without a plan, I don't know what people are doing out there, but they are doing the most and getting the least, and I'm really tired of seeing it. Okay, so it's 10:23. It's a little bit early, but that is our Power Hour for today. I'm probably going to stick with a lot of follow-up stuff this week, because I think that is really where most people need the accountability and the practice. And here, I'll say this last thing. I always have a last thing, right? The last thing is that you're not going to get good at follow-up by learning about follow-up. Let me say that again. You will not get good at follow-up by learning about follow-up, by reading about follow-up, by listening to me talk about follow-up. You get good at follow-up by doing it. Period. You just have to do it and be okay with messing it up at first. You're gonna mess it up. It's okay. You're gonna say something real weird sometimes. It's okay. You're gonna send out a message and go, oh, why did I say that? It's fine. You're gonna hear people say to you, why are you asking me that? Okay, that's fine. You're gonna hear people say, I don't want your thing. Okay, that's fine. You have to practice it, because you build up that muscle of It's really a muscle of belief that you know that what you're offering people can help them. And also knowing that if they choose not to take it, that's their choice. And it doesn't mean anything about anything other than it's not for them. Okay, let me go find the people it's for. I don't got time to talk to you. I don't want to find the people it's for. You see what I'm saying? That was always my attitude. You don't want my stuff, that's great. If you ever change your mind, this is one of my scripts. I would say stuff like, if you ever change your mind and you're ready to get healthy, let me know because I would be so happy to work with you. That's what I would tell people all the time. Okay. I'm like, yeah, I get that. I understand. But when you're ready to get healthy and you need some help, let me reach out to me because I would love to work with you. Judy, I'm not playing. Did you hear my brother? And he was like, damn, stop. That's what I was saying because you couldn't tell me nothing. I knew I could help you. I knew I could help you. So there was no, but I also knew that I was not the right coach for everybody. So it didn't like hurt my feelings, but all right, I have other people to talk to. All right, so Miss Judy has her hand raised. You guys raise your hands if you have questions or want to talk. Let me pin her so she can talk. Hi, Judy.
Hi. Well, first of all, I literally said that out loud as well. I was like, damn. Yeah, I would have been like, you know what? I'm not talking to her anymore. Oh, when you want to get healthy. Okay, well, maybe I don't. Um, and that's right. What I was gonna say was a couple things. Um, like, the group, obviously, where I'm from, but like the stuff that you obviously are teaching us makes so much more sense to me. And it makes so much more sense in the fact that if I was a consumer, I would appreciate that approach more because it literally was like we were instructed to boom, make the offer. And people were like, hello, I just like said you had a nice shirt on or something, and now you're trying to sell me $200 worth of stuff. So it makes so much more sense and it's making it a little bit easier. And I even something I posted yesterday, this lady that I used to work with, she's like super thin and she's all the essential oils and stuff, but she's been like commenting on all my stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna like side note her and see what she's up to now because she's like into all natural stuff and this and that. So at first I was like, she's not gonna want anything, but like I don't know, maybe she would. So I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna do it because all she can do is say no. And two other things. I was on like one of like the last accelerator call yesterday, and I've been on quite a few since everything transitioned. And it's amazing to me. And I was literally sitting there like everything this man is saying is everything you are saying every day.
Who was it? Who was it?
Literally,
Who
this
was
is
it?
like the second or third speaker that literally was like, "Sir, are you watching Megan's videos? Because I think you're cheating here." No, seriously, the man yesterday was literally all this stuff that you said yesterday and today was all of what he said in that meeting yesterday. And he was like, and I make $11 million a year. So if you're ready to start making some money, you better start doing what I'm telling you. And I was like,
Who was it, Judy? I need to know.
um,
I can't help
I
myself. I need to
believe
know.
his name is Cody Sperber. He's a real estate investor, and I believe his handle on Instagram is the Clever Investor. But I'm gonna double check. If it's not right, I'll send it to you. But I think
Send
that's
it
what
to
it
me
is.
so I can go look at his page and see what he does.
Yeah, no, seriously. Literally, I could show you the notes that I took yesterday. It was like I was taking them from your class. And the other thing that I was gonna say was when you said you're like animated, and that's that when I met you, when you got up to speak, I was like, she's my people because you like, and I was like, okay, that's my girl right there. That we could totally, I tell you before, we could totally hang out. But yeah, too funny.
Remember that, Judy, for yourself too, because I'm not for everybody. There
Oh,
are
me
people that have
either.
no tolerance for my nonsense.
Me
None.
either. And that's, you know what, I've said that before. I'm like, I don't care if you don't like me. I mean, and to be honest with you, it took me a long time to get there. But now I'm like, oh, well, if you don't like me, that's because you don't have good taste. That's how I feel about it. Because I am funny and I have great personality. And if you don't like it, keep it moving.
But there are people out there that need a coach like you
Hmm.
that will
And
learn from you.
right. And I think I told you guys this before because I grew up in a Baptist church and like I don't want to offend anybody, but a lot of those type of churches are like the man is in charge and the woman should be quiet. And I'm not a quiet woman. So I would get a lot in church, like I literally, my pastor literally says to me one time, "Well, what did your husband say?" I'm like, "Well, is he here?" I'm telling you what, I'm telling you. What do you say? Like, why are you asking what he has to say? Or like the youth pastors would be like, when I first met you, I was so intimidated. I'm like, girl, that's your issue, not mine. Like, there's no need to be intimidated. Speak, say what you got. She literally said to like a whole group of girls, well, I let Brad make the decisions. And sometimes, even if I think he's wrong, if he says he prayed about it, and, that's up to him because he has to lead the family. I'm like, so he could drive you off a cliff and that's okay because he got to lead the family. Get out of here with that. I literally went to her after the meeting and I was like, you shouldn't be telling these young girls that stuff. And she's like, well, the Bible says. I was like, girl, stop it. Stop it.
So
Don't listen.
my point is,
I'm gonna have to get over there with Amber and preach in the morning. But
you do. She's so good. You got to watch her replay. She's so good. Because she's a different type of minister. She's a different type of, she's just different. You have to go listen at least one time. Just go listen to what she preaches.
I'll definitely have
So
to
good.
catch the replay because that 610 is not for me. I
Well,
try
catch
so
the
hard to get up
replay.
earlier.
Catch the replay. Catch the replay. Absolutely. I don't miss it. But my point is that it's okay when people say no because you're not the person for them and they're not the person for you, and that's fine.
Mhm.
But when you're sending follow-up messages, you're looking for the people who are for you. That's really what it is. So, some people you will hear people say it's a numbers game. Yeah. I'm gonna go through the people that tell me no so I can get to the people that tell me yes because I know I can help people, but I
And
can't help everybody.
I think that was part of my problem, and I'm probably like, just from what I've heard, Miss Shirley say, like, you get discouraged because you're not getting anywhere, and you're like, well, I'm doing like my upline was literally like, you have to use these scripts, don't do that, like you'll get in trouble, and I'm like, but I'm not getting anywhere. Like, do you understand that? But it was just like at that point I was on my own, and so I
When
was
did
like,
when did
okay,
you start? When did you start?
last year in April,
You started at a really awkward time.
yeah.
Why I say an awkward time is because I know your upline. She's one of my BFFs, and she didn't used to be that way.
Yeah. I mean, literally, it
Shame.
took me 2 weeks to go through Betty the Bot, and then after I was, like, in the group and stuff, and they were like, "Oh, it should only take 48 hours." I'm like, "She didn't even like, she wasn't sending me the passwords." I'm like, "Sis, where did you go?" She's like, "Oh, well, I get up late and I work later." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I can't, like,
I
hello, help
understand.
me out here."
I understand. A lot of
Yeah.
things,
And I love her. She's the sweetest person, but I was like, "Girl, you are not helping me." But I think it was more because everything was like, "Well, this is the way you have to do it." And I don't think, obviously she didn't want to get in trouble and she didn't
right.
want me to get in
That
trouble. So
part.
she's like,
That part. Yes.
right, like keep it on the line, otherwise
Yes.
we're all in trouble.
Yes.
You know?
You said it. I didn't. Okay.
No, no. Yeah, you
I
know.
do. I do. Follow the system. I'm like, oh, shit. Did I miss a step? I might get in trouble.
Exactly. I'm like, oh my God, that's it. I'm out. Oh, they'll kick you out of the group to do this. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah, I
settle
get it.
down.
But now you put the pieces together and build
Yeah.
build. But wait, one second. I know Danielle has her hand raised, but one second. Are you focusing this class on your life coaching?
I I have been doing that the last couple of weeks, but I'm like trying to figure out how I can do both because I don't want to like move away from that. Bentley, he he cannot. As soon as I unmute, he has to start barking. So I was thinking like maybe I had to do like double post, one for the life coaching and one
No,
for
you
that.
don't. I'm going to tell you what it is. So what you're going to do is you're going to shift your brand into life coaching. And one of the we talked about pillars of business the other day. If you didn't watch that, go back and watch that. We talked about pillars of business. And in your life coaching, you have pillars of business, right? So the one thing, one of your pillars will always be the supplements that have help you have better mood. I can't hear the dog, Judy. So your one of your pillars is always the better mood, like mood, which is the supplement, the product. But what you're doing is you're creating a brand around your life coaching. That's what you're building a brand around. And then on the back end in the private conversation, when you talk to people, that's when you can, after they're already your life coaching client, that's when you can offer them, well, I use this. I'm drinking some today. This really helps me with my mood. If you're really having a hard time with your negative thoughts and, or whatever that challenge is, are you willing to try this? I can send you out a 5-day. You can try. You're selling on the back end. Here's the thing about what you're doing. You cannot sell product to people. Wait, let me say it this way. You cannot sell life coaching to people who are already your product customer. And it doesn't make sense for you to build two businesses. You have to merge them together. So your product is with your business. It's life coaching, but you have to be okay with people not wanting it to. Oh, Danielle, go ahead, Dan. Wait, let me unpin her. Good morning, Danielle. I'm ready.
Good morning. Well, you just threw, with that last bit there, you just threw a lot at me because I had a different question. Well, not question so much. You have made, I've been doing the business for over 2 years now and have been on the struggle bus most of it because of just not getting it, thinking I'm getting it, struggling with overthinking and all of that and working on all of that. You put it in a nutshell with this follow-up and helping with not just the follow-up, everything, but it's clicking so much more. And I feel like I'm ready to explode now because I'm getting the pieces. So I didn't really have a question on that, but then you threw the last little bit about Judy doing the life coaching and the product and having the two businesses. So I have two businesses and I was told basically from the one business, I cannot promote the other one at all, even though it has nothing to do with the type of product that I'm using. I can't do it. So that's also been my struggle because now I'm like, how do I go about kind of keep putting them both together with my niche?
All
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
All right, let's get sassy Jersey up in here for a second. First of
Please
all, what's your other business?
Non-toxic, like household products.
What company is it?
Norwex.
Okay. And you were told by this company
Yes.
you can't do the other thing?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you the hustler Megan answer, which is you're promoting your brand as helping empty nesters get their energy back and live their best next life, whatever, right? Okay.
Yep.
And you have a passion for health and wellness and natural, eco-friendly, all that kind of stuff, but you're having an inner struggle, which is part of your overthinking of how I have this business, but I can't promote it. How do I tie it in?
Mm-hmm.
You tie it in on the back end. So you're not selling publicly in your content, you're selling in the back end conversation. So when you're following up with somebody and you say, hey Meg, thanks so much for commenting on my post. I see that you're getting into non-toxic things, tell me a little bit about what type of non-toxic products you currently use. I would really love to hear what you like to do, or right. I am bringing the conversation in. I'm bringing up my offer in my question, and you can 100% say, because part of balancing hormones is non-toxic.
Right.
100%. So when someone says to you, oh my gosh, Danielle, my hormones are all over the place. I love watching you because you have so much energy. I don't really know how you do it. You could say, okay, well, let me tell you a couple ways. First of all, I want you to go to so maybe in your free download, you need to have a non-toxic, like 10 ways to detoxify your home to help you balance or however you want to word it, but you need to have that. So that when you hear someone talk to you and they're either talking to you about hormones, they're talking to you about energy, they're talking to you about non-toxic and eliminating, natural health, natural remedies. Like that's the conversations I would think you would be having in a private message. It's easy for you to offer a solution and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm huge into non-toxic whatever. Let me share with you what I use."
Perfect.
But you're not selling that product in your social media, but you absolutely can incorporate non-toxic lifestyle living in your content. You can absolutely talk about how you weren't aware of all the toxins and stuff and how it affected your balance as a woman or whatever. You can talk about those things and have more conversations, but you're not selling in your content, you're selling in the conversation. So regardless, it doesn't matter what you sell. So you can put me in any business and I will figure out how to sell it because the formula is the same. The formula is the same. It's always gratitude, compliment, open-ended question. And my open-ended question is always going to tie back to the thing that I'm offering. Tell me about what type of cleaning products do you use that are non-toxic? I use this. What do you use? They're going to say, "Oh, I never heard that before." You're like, "Oh, I have a link. Let me here. I have a link." I don't talk about it much, but I didn't know you were into that too. Let me share what works for me. Can you see yourself in that?
Absolutely. But I just, like I say, the overthinking, not even just overthinking, just the clarity, not sure how to like flip that.
Mhm.
So you saying have, and I know yesterday you were mentioning have more free downloads, but my free downloads in my head were still tied to energy. But having one for non-toxic living and things like that, perfect. You
And
just get that light bulb again.
just so you know, the product that you sell is a clean product. I don't know if you know what that. Do you know what that means?
No. No.
Okay, so you know how your cleaning stuff is non-toxic. There's no toxins in it. There's no toxins in this either.
Oh, yes, I did know that.
So this is literally a non-toxic supplement. So it goes together.
Yeah, like bam,
It goes together. So if you were talking about non-toxic lifestyle, I'm not telling you to change your brand, but I am saying that I would hope that if I came to your page in the near future, I would be seeing you talking about non-toxic
non-toxic living.
because you're going to attract the people who are into that stuff. And then you have several different things to offer. You probably have non-toxic soaps and you have non-toxic fabric softeners and you have non-toxic supplements and you have non-toxic. So depending on what their thing is, you say, "Oh, I have something for that." Because the content is the marketing to attract the right people so that you can have a sales conversation in private to offer them a solution to their problem.
Yes. And my focus is definitely on the follow-up, but I can see myself talking more in the DMs about that stuff. Now I need to focus on the content part and how just getting myself out of my mind to talk about the non-toxic and get in that. I don't know. I can't even think of how
I know what you're saying because you're still in the mindset of your content is to sell people stuff. And it's not. Your content is to share your experience with stuff. It's sharing your experience with stuff. It's you. Why do you use non-toxic soap? Why? You just gotta tell people. You got this. Who else uses non-toxic detergent? Right? Who else uses non-toxic? Am I the only weirdo out here who cares about this kind of stuff? Like, I'm not really sure where my people are, right? Okay, who else? Like, what type of non-toxic shampoo are you guys using right now? Because I use this stuff, I really like it, but I'm interested to know what other people are using. You're literally just you're not selling anyone anything. You're just. I don't know that you live non-toxic. I don't know that about you, and I'm on your page all the time.
Yeah, well, that's why I say, and maybe in my head I am trying to sell. I don't feel like I am. I feel like I'm trying to help people, but I just can't figure out how to make the content without just
Okay.
be, that's where
get it.
I think,
Tell me, what are your 4 pillars of your business?
well, they were basically nutrition, movement, affirmations like mindset, self-care, and supplements, or non-toxic, could be non-toxic living, maybe consider it that way now.
Yeah, one of your pillars should be non-toxic.
Okay, that
Whatever,
may,
and this is, and I know you're going to have a problem with this, so I'm going to help you with it now. One of your pillars is going to be non-toxic, and the mindset affirmations you will tie into every single pillar because they all connect. It doesn't need to be its own pillar because it's part of every pillar that you have.
and that's like with my lives, that's what I've been doing. So all this week is on movement. So at the end, I've been closing with a quote and 3 affirmations on movement and energy.
Okay.
So I've been trying to do it that way. So it's not a separate, like you say, affirmations, it's not a separate pillar. It's
Yeah.
tied into all of it.
Tie it in. Tie it in. You can do a morning motivation or morning affirmations or more. You like it doesn't everything. It doesn't have to be alive either. Like I'm I want to simplify this for you. Make non-toxic one of your pillars. Tie in affirmations into all of the pillars.
Okay.
Miss Shirley said she loves Norwex. I never even heard of it before. Did anybody? Oh, Judy, is your hand raised again, or was that from? Okay, hold on a second.
I don't think that Norwex is in the States, is it?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, apparently yes. Oh, other people know. Okay, so Rebecca
Oh.
is shaking her head and oh, I pinned the wrong person. Sorry, Judy. Pin. Here we go. Okay, there we go.
I just had a quick question, like this is for everybody. I'm trying to, if anybody knows how to do this, if you could like reach out to me, it would be helpful. I have a bunch of PDFs, like recipes that I'm trying to put into one PDF so I can just send out like a recipe book. But it's like they're all separate pages. So if anybody knows how to put all those into one
I'll show
PDF.
you right now. I'll show you right now.
Oh, cool.
Okay, here we go. When it comes to Canva, I am a Canva queen. Okay, let me see. Share the screen. I don't know what
I'm
I have.
actually working on that right now in Canva. They have cookbooks that you can do.
Yes, they do. They have templates. So you already have the recipes. Are they in separate in different files, Judy?
Yeah,
Or
they're all like separate PDFs.
hold on a second. Um, hold on. I'm bringing up my I'll use this one. This is my menu for my keto sauces and dips. Hold on. So what I'm hearing you say is that you have one page for each recipe and a different file for each one, right?
Right.
Okay. So this is what you're going to do. So this is like my title page. These are the recipes that you'll find in here. So you can see each page is a different recipe. That's what you want to create, something like this?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a page, like go to your, just, it doesn't matter which one you choose as the main one, just pick one as the main one. It's going to have one thing, right? You're going to add a page and then you're going to go back to your home. You're going to open up the other page. You're just going to open it up, okay? Hold on. Okay. All right, so if I want to add a recipe to an existing PDF, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy and paste this whole thing. Watch this. I'm going to click and drag it. I'm going to double click. I'm going to click copy. Now I'm going to go back to my I don't know which one it was. Hold on. What was it called again? Sauce? I have it open. Crap. Okay, no problem. Okay, I copied it. It's copied right now, right? Where is the John? Here. You're going to go to each page and you're going to do what I'm doing right now. You're going to copy. You're going to click on the new page you added, and then you're going to click paste. And now I added the vegetable quiche to my sauce. I added the page to it.
Okay.
Does that make sense what I did?
Yes.
Is that what you were really, or were you asking me how you can take each single one and combine it into one, like with a click?
No, I just want to be able to do it. So like because I know like unless you have like Adobe, like the one that you pay for, you can't do a lot of things with a PDF. And I was just trying to figure out how I can get all those pages into like one.
You have to copy and paste them into one.
Okay.
Once you do that, I don't know if I don't think I have Adobe, but I do pay for Canva because you can see how much I use it. But what you're gonna do is once you have it all in one place, and you can do this.
I know. I'm like, can I get those sauce recipes?
You can do this with the free. You can do this with the free version. You can download. So I'm gonna download. I'm gonna change this right here. I'm gonna change the type to PDF standard. And I want all pages, but I could download just one page as a PDF, not all of them, but I'm going to download all pages. I'm going to download it. Whatever I called it up here is what the download is going to be named in and you can see that down here, it downloaded as a PDF. And if I open it, see the titles here, sauces and dressings recipe. And here's my PDF cookbook for my clients right there. So now let me show you this part. So now what I would do is I would go to Stan Store and I would add a product. They might make me log in again because I haven't been logged in. Okay. All right. And so I have a sell a digital download is what I'm going to pick. I'm going to call this keto sauces and dressings. And down here, I'm going to say free download. And right here, I can pick a picture of sauce. Let's see what happens when I put sauce in there. Here we go. Caramel sauce, love it. Okay, so that is the picture that people will see. Okay, you can pick anything, but all right, so now I'm going to go to my checkout page. Watch this. This is I would fill this in with whatever, but when you scroll to the bottom, it says upload file. Oh, sorry, my bad. I was clicking the wrong thing. Sauces. This is what I just downloaded. Okay. So what you're going to see is that right here, it's downloading right there. It's done. It's downloaded. So when people go to my page, now let me show you this. In the advanced section is where, see, it says confirmation email. This is where I'm going to say, thank you for ordering whatever. I hope these recipes help you get through the holidays. Let me know which one you like best. I recommend, did I spell that wrong? Yeah, I recommend starting with the ranch. Oops. It's bomb. And it is. Okay. So now I have my follow-up confirmation email set up, right? Email integration. This is where I can set up my, that's a lie. Let me go back up here. My email flows right here is where I can set up my drip campaign. I can add a flow and add drip 1, drip 2, drip 3 with what we talked about today. Okay. And then if I publish this on my page, my keto sauces is there. Anybody can download it and they'll get it automatically emailed to them as soon as they put in their information. Oh, I have it set for $9.99, whatever. I didn't change the price. But did you see how I did that?
Yes.
That's how you create your PDF in Canva, download it to your computer, go to StanStore, upload it as a download. It could be, it can be a free download. Just set the price to 0, whatever. And they will automatically get it when they put in their information. It'll be automatically emailed to them and just like that. But for what you're asking me specifically, you
Yeah.
have to take each individual recipe, copy it, and add it to the one.
Okay.
That's how you do it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Jeff asked if you guys are doing your content on business or personal pages. I just set up a personal page. I mean, lies. I just set up a business page for this specifically yesterday, but I didn't do anything with it yet. But I've been building my business on a personal page that's a content creator page. So I've been a content creator on Facebook for 2 years now. I was one of the first. I don't know if everybody has that now, right? You can be a content creator. I recommend switching your personal account to a content creator account if you haven't yet. You're in Canada too, when you can't see different countries. So VA can reply and access it. A couple different things for a VA. So how I had my VA before is that my VA had all my login information to my social media accounts. So my VA would log in as me. So when she was commenting or responding or any of those things, she was it came up as me, and we had a schedule. So she was in the Philippines. So while I was sleeping, she was working. So when I woke up in the morning, my inbox was full of people to follow up with. And at a certain point, I had 3 VAs. So I made my audience very, very aware that it's not me sending you a message in the middle of the night, it's my assistant. Like I would reach out to people and say, hey, I'm going to have my assistant send you the link, or my assistant would send out a message and I would say, they would say, Megan, I got like, for example, my Uncle Mark commented on one of my business posts, right? So she sent the script, like she followed up and did all the things, but she didn't know he was my Uncle Mark. So the message was like, good morning, Mark. Blah, 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 blah. And I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, Uncle Mark, that was my assistant. I didn't call you Mark. It was not me. Okay. So like you have to learn, like you kind of figure that stuff out as you go along. There's always problems with your assistant when you first start because you literally have to handhold them and like walk them through each step, which can be difficult and frustrating. But once you have somebody that knows your system that you want done, then it becomes a relief and a help. But my assistant logged into my profiles. But what I'm thinking right now, Jeff, is that with the business page, and having that creator, what's it called? Like creator manager, you can add somebody to your creator account that can act as you. Let me show you what I mean, which is why I started a business page, because hold on. My stomach is growling. Okay, so I showed you guys this yesterday. This is there a homepage? Let me see. Home. So Meta Business Suite is what it's called. It connects your Facebook and your Instagram together so that you can manage your DMs, everything through here. I set up new pages yesterday. I don't even know what I set up, to be quite honest. Facebook page. Oh, this one. Yeah. So, okay. So fine. It's set up to my new account. I have no post, whatever. But there's an option here for you to include assistants. I just don't know where it is. You can schedule all your posts through here. You can create content through here, notifications planner. There is a calendar in here where you can see all of your content that's scheduled, where you can create the post in the schedule and it'll automatically post for you. This is like the best. I found this by accident. How do I don't know where it is exactly in here, but I know for a fact there's a place for me to, let me stop because I'm touching stuff and I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing because I just did it yesterday. But for the sake of Jeff's question with the VA and all that kind of stuff, is that when you have a Meta Business, I have to send you guys a link, but I don't know what it's called. There was an option in there, absolutely, for me to add my team. So if I had a social media management team, I could add them to that, and they would work my social media through there, where I don't think I'd have to give them my login to my accounts, and they would still have access to all of my stuff. But that's only through a business page. It doesn't work with your personal page. Hi, Megan's VA, right? Because you could always tell when it was my VA. You could always tell. But I gave her scripts to follow to send to people and all that kind of stuff. All right, it's 11:02. Does anybody else have anything to add before we jump off of here? I hope that was helpful. Miss Shirley. Of course. Let's see.
Miss Shirley's always got something to say. So this is great today. This is just great. I'm like, oh, she's talking to me. She's talking to me. So I don't have any customers at the moment. At the beginning, I had a few friends and family, but they fizzled out. So I don't have any customers right now, but I got a shitload of views. And so not many comments. I'm not making a whole lot of comments on people that I don't know, but I'm trying my best to do, play with the ones that I have. Because I'm hoping, like you said, other people are going to see what I'm saying and say, oh, maybe they want to talk to me about this. And I'm still struggling with the mechanics, but every day I seem to learn a little piece of something that I didn't know yesterday. So, and I'm still trying to tweak my videos. Like my videos, I guess, my lives, of the right thing to say, and hoping that, I think I'm getting a little better at it. So yeah, that's how my couple of days have been going.
Miss Shirley, do you know who Carol Ubertaccio is?
Mm-mm.
I want you to follow her. I'm going to send you her link. She's in
Okay.
your company. She's in your company, and she's your age. And
Okay.
she finally figured out her flow. She struggled, I think, for like 2 years. She was where the only difference between, there's a lot of differences, but she has a daughter that helps her with the social media tech stuff. So she has that part. But
Uh-huh.
I want you to see how she goes live. I want you to see how she sells her trials. I want you to see how she is like, I am keto. This is my life. Like, I'm not saying you be keto. I'm just saying, I want you to see how she creates her content.
Okay.
And I want you to have some hope because she started like you and she struggled for over a year. I want to say close to 2. And then
Mhm.
she found her thing. And now she has over 100,000 followers on Facebook.
Oh,
But she didn't give up. She found her thing and she sticks with her thing. And she don't care what anybody else says, right? She sticks with her thing. But she's your age. She didn't know anything about technology. She does now. She knows more now because she's been doing it, for I
yeah.
think 3 years now she's in here. But I keep meaning to I'm gonna send you the link to her Facebook page. When I tell you she sells thousands of dollars of trials every single month,
Huh.
thousands.
Unbelievable.
She doesn't have a team. She's you. She wants to hit rank 6 with no team. She doesn't want to lead people at all. So she
Yep.
figured out how to sell. And when I tell you she sells a lot, she sells a lot. A lot. But I want you to see what she does. She makes the cutest bundles. I bet she has cute turkey bundles right now for Thanksgiving. It's just part of what she does. But I'm gonna send you her link because I want you to see what she does and so that you can be inspired and have some hope because she started like you.
Awesome.
She did.
Thank you.
And I don't know what
I
it
don't know
was.
what I don't know what I do without you.
Well, listen, it takes some listen, I was listening to something. I was listening to I don't remember. I'm always learning something. But
Uh-huh.
what the man was saying, and he had me screaming. I was like, yes, is this. When you're dealing with social media, you have to consider that building a business online is not easy, but people make it look easy. And the
Yeah.
reason why some people it can appear it comes easy to them is because they already have influence. They already have that position amongst their peers that anything that they recommend, people will buy from them. And there are people who are starting brand new who don't have an audience, who don't have influence, who don't have sales skills, who don't have marketing skills. You're not a social person on social media. So your start point is totally different than somebody else who's like the social butterfly on social media and they sold things before and all this stuff. But it's marketed to people as anyone can do this. It's so easy. You can just make money from your phone. It's no all you got to do is post and people it's presented in a way that speaks to an influencer. But most people are not influencers. And there's no one there's I'm sure there are people, I just haven't found them yet. There are very little people who are teaching the average person how to get started on social media so that you can build those skills and develop those skills, but it takes time. It takes time. But once you get it, you get it. And again, everything's not for everybody. So, it is what it is. But if you're determined to figure it out, anyone can learn sales skills.
Mhm.
Anyone can learn marketing skills because they're skills. It's like anyone can, learn how to 1 + 1 = 2. It takes some people longer, but eventually it can be learned. These are learned skills. Okay.
I'm not a quitter.
But Carol's a great example because she didn't have any, she struggled for, I want to say the first year and a half. And then I don't know what it was, but something she just like, and she's down over 100 and something pounds. And she beat cancer twice, like through all this stuff. So what was her name again? Her name is Carol Ubertaccio. I love her.
Early, I sent it to your message while we were talking.
That is my homegirl, for real, for real.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. Who else asked for it? Danielle asked for it too. Can you send it to Danielle too, Judy?
Yes, I
Carol's
can.
on
She
Judy too.
actually lost over 200 pounds and she was recently on the cover of a magazine.
Yes, she was. Yeah, and she struggled to get her first customers. She struggled. So I think she's a story of hope for you guys. But oh, in the comments too, if you want to click on a link and go check her out. She sells a lot. She makes a lot of money selling trials. She makes a lot of money selling trials because she figured it out. She's on Judy's team, so Judy knows her.
Yeah.
And she's great. But again, she has her daughter helping her learn the technology stuff. So she does have she has a leg up on me because my kids are like, I'm not teaching you that, Mom. I'm like, teach me how to. My kids play Dungeons and Dragons, okay? My kids are not the cool kids. I'm like, teach me the TikTok, and they're like, no, I don't know that. I don't know that stuff. I'm not teaching you that. All right, y'all. It's 11:10. I really hope this was helpful in helping you see like there's a system. Okay, so if I were to set a goal for people, I would say if you could set this system up before 2024, that would be a great goal to have. So that you go into the new year with your email drip set up, your free download set up, your master list of leads is set up, and you have the links to their profile. Give yourself time because it's the holidays and don't nobody have time to be wasting doing, you know what I'm saying? Or being stressed out over a master list during the holidays. But if you could get this done before 2024 so that you're going into the new year with this organization, I think you will have that's a great goal to set. Now, for people who are super ambitious like me, by the end of the week. By the end of the week. Like Danielle has 120 people on her list. There's no reason why Danielle can't get through. I would do 50 people a day. It would be done. It would be done. It would be done. And the reason why I'm telling you that, Danielle, is because you do have experience. You do know. You know. And because you want to offer the value to people before Black Friday. You want their email before Black Friday so that on Black Friday, you are sending out an email to everybody on your email list with the offer so you don't have to DM them people and hear them tell you no. You know what I'm saying? Like you just blast out an email with the offer, and those are your hot leads, and you're just focused on your warm leads and your follow-up of the names you collect. You know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, I really have to go to bed. I cannot. Have a great day. I will get this recording up on the thing for you. And who was I telling to? I think it was Judy. I was saying to, what did I tell you to go back and look at, Judy? Remember I just told you, did anybody remember?
The pillars of business.
Yes. Does anyone remember which one? It was either, hold on.
So I have a separate folder for
yesterday?
all my stuff that I write down, and I can just search the word pillars in my computer because I type all my notes while you're talking.
Oh my gosh, I would be so lost. I wouldn't be able to hear what I was saying if I was.
Well, I have a second monitor, so I can still look at you and type over here. Let me check.
I think it's 11:10. I think it's content strategy from Friday. I think it's the one from Friday. Oh, I don't have yesterday's up. Okay, I'll get them both up today. It's one of these two, Judy. I don't know which one because I went a little bit deeper in planning your content. I think it's this one. I think it's the 13th, actually.
Yeah,
it's the 13th. Go back and watch the 13th where I break down the pillars of business. And
It is. I just checked my notes.
thank you. And when you do, Judy, I want you to think life coach. Think life coach. And I'm gonna tell you why. Let me start recording. Let me get sassy for a second.